Hey everyone, in this video, I'll show you a Sonos system that I guarantee you haven't seen, probably. I haven't seen a single video on this on YouTube. In fact, I didn't even know you could do this until a Sonos rep explained to us that you can. So we went ahead and did it, and the sound is amazing, totally amazing. I've got it in wide angle here just to give you an idea of the room. The room is really open. And the surface is really not all that conducive to a theater because the rest of the house is behind me. So it's just really kind of one big open room. So stay tuned and I'll show you the components of this system. It's amazing. Okay, so this system includes these front architectural speakers. So they're ceiling mounted. These speakers come in wall mount. They come in square or round, I think. But these happen to be round and ceiling mounted. And they are programmed as the front, right, and left. That is an arc. I'm sure you're familiar with that. This is the sub over here. We still haven't gotten the routers hidden. And once we do that, I'll figure out where I'm gonna put the sub, but we just kind of stuck it there for now. And then behind us are the rears. So that center darker screen is the one of the house speakers. But this one over here and this one, and you can see how it's positioned. I'll try to get back far enough. So this is how it's positioned, right and left, right over your head and behind, you know, really a little bit more behind than over. But anyway, this is an incredible system. What ends up happening is the ARC produces this simulated surround. You do the research on the ARC. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you know exactly what the ARC does. When you add in these front, right, and left, you control the volume separately. So depending on the movie, you can crank the volume up a little higher for the right and left, a little lower for the right and left. I find that if it's a drama, you want them a little bit higher because it'll give you more of that surround sound experience. If it's an action movie, the ARC does a pretty good job and I tend to lower it. So that's it. That's the only thing that you really fine tune. I'll show you over here where the amps are. Amps are over in the laundry room, and there's actually 3 of them right here. They have a fan running on them. One of them is off right now, but this is the front speaker amp. The front pair runs off 1 amp. The house runs off another amp. And then the rear, right and left, run off the amp that is actually off. For some reason, the way it's wired, the active button doesn't come on. I mean, the thing is running, it's on, it's working, but somehow it's bridged through the ARC to run the rear speakers. And I never really understood why that is, but let's take a listen. I'm sure I'm gonna get flagged for having, licensed material. I gotta find the remote. What the hell did I do? Oh, there it is. I'm sure I'm gonna have some licensing issues here, but I'm gonna stand pretty much I'll hold the phone over where he would sit and crank up the volume a little bit and roll this. This is just your typical YouTube Dolby Atmos sample. I killed the sound here because if anything's going to get flagged on this video, it's going to be that sound that I just deleted there. So trying to, play by the rules. So I have no idea if you could actually hear that. It's unbelievable though. Best sound system I have ever had, hands down. Sounds better than a theater. It's just incredible. So if you think you have the ultimate surround sound system from Sonos, add front speakers, whether they're Whether you buy 2 sets of just ones, Sonos ones, right, and stick them on the bookshelf on either side of the Arc, or if you buy the flush-mounted architectural speakers, whatever, adding these front speakers it just blows your mind. You do have to fiddle around with the app to link everything together. I'm not going to show you how to do that because frankly, I don't exactly know how to do it. We had this professionally installed and they set up the app and everything. So you can do that research on your own. I just wanted to share with you how amazing this system is. And it's not really wide known. You know, I had no idea that you could do this, and I've never seen a video on this. Okay, let me show you the website here and what these parts are. So here's the Arc, $7.99. You could get the Beam, but the Arc is so much better. The Beam basically does the same thing in a smaller room. You probably know this if you've researched it all. What I really wanted to show you here is the speakers. So click on speaker set, and if you scroll, they really are proud of their portable stuff or standalone stuff. But anyway, eventually you'll get to the in-ceiling speakers. Now I called them architectural speakers because that's what they either used to be called or are still called. But for some reason, now that I'm looking on their website, they're calling them in-ceiling set or in-ceiling speakers. Anyway, this particular set comes 2 speakers and an amp, which is actually one of the things that I bought. And then I also, actually I think I bought 2 kits because you do save a little bit of money when you buy the kit. So this is what consists of the front and rears. And let me see if I can't find the standalone amp. They sell 2 products that look exactly the same. It's not here, but ooh, that's a cool turntable. I have to go back and check that out. Anyway, let's try components maybe. And yeah, here we go. So this thing here is a streaming music device. It'll stream and amplify off the internet there for $4.49. That's not what I got. I just got the amp there. Let me scroll back down. That amp is $6.49. It's, I want to say 80 watts. So not overly powerful, but provides incredible sound or plenty of power to, you know, get the sound that you want. But anyway, that's what the stuff looks like on their website. So it occurred to me that as I was editing and listening to the recording that I did of that YouTube video, chances are it's going to get, you know, flagged anyway, and I'll have to mute it. But it occurred to me that you can't really hear the experience. So I thought I'd just kind of explain a little bit better of what you actually hear when you add front surrounds to the Arc system along with rear surrounds and a sub. So if you've ever heard a 7.1 system where there's an actual center channel and the sound rockets through the room like that with the center, I don't mean the front center, I mean centers above your head. So you've got front, right, and left, and then I guess above your head you would put right and left centers, and then behind you you'd have rear, right, and lefts, and then you would have the center channel in the front. So that's why it's called 7.1. I guess 7.1 was something that professional theaters did, and Dolby Atmos replaces that in a typical home theater, I guess. I don't really know, but in my old house, I did actually have a 7.1 system, and it was incredible. This is better. What I'm trying to say is you get that void in between the fronts and the rears, because what ends up happening is the Arc will produce your front center voices, stuff like that. The front surrounds, right and left, will produce the right and left channel of things that are in front of you. What I think happens is the Arc then fills in the middle sounds, and then the rear, right and left, take up the rear. And then of course all your lows go through the sub. So it's incredible. It is, sound just travels through the room seamlessly like nothing I've ever heard. You get the combination of Sonos technology in bouncing sound around along with the extra speakers. Now you do have to do the true tune. You know, you got to walk around and all the speakers make a sound. The fronts, the Arc, the rears, Everything makes a sound for the True Tune system through Sonos to work. But once you have it tuned and set up, it's unbelievable. Like I said, the only thing I do is just fine tune the front volume, depending on the type of movie. But it's like nothing I've ever experienced. So as always, thanks for watching. I hope this little extra bit of color helps you to understand the difference and if it's worth it, because it's certainly not cheap. You need to buy an additional amp, and you need to buy the speakers, of course. So it's a little bit expensive, but totally worth it. And for the most part, operates perfectly without any intervention. You just turn on a movie that has the Dolby Atmos, and it takes over and just does it on its own. So anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe.